Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Fang and I'm back again with another gameplay video. Today we are running Esper Legends, but not in Standard. Everyone knows it's taken best of 3 by storm, but we're going to run it in Explorer. It's a pretty sweet deck. We're going to jump into the deck list. Let's check it out.
So, you think you know Esper Legends, huh? The standard deck that has taken best of 3 by storm? Well, guess what? It's taken best of 1 Explorer by storm. And here's the deck list. Let's check it out together. As far as 1-drops go, I've got 3 copies of Skrelv. I've got 3 copies of Fatal Push. I've got 3 copies of Valentin, Dean of the Vein. It's a great 1-drop, 1 black mana, Menace, Lifelink. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. That's great. The 2 keywords, that effect right there, awesome. I can also pay 2 when that creature dies, and if I do, I can create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token with when this creature dies, I gain 1 life. I've not done that out of all the games that I've played. I'm trying to get good attackers on the board for Rafine triggers that I can pump up and continue to utilize later, because if this thing turns into a 3/3 with Menace and Lifelink, it's pretty sweet. Backside of the card, it's green. No reason to talk about that, right? There is. We'll talk about it later. So in my 2-drop slot, I've got Fateful Absence, 2 copies. 4 Thalia, because it's Thalia. Gotta run 4. It's awesome. It shuts down opponents' game plans so quickly. I've got 1 copy of Lavinia. Not sure how I feel about this card, but I know it's going to come in handy one day because its effect says each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands that player controls. And whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. We're in a format with old cards and a large card pool. This stuff happens way more often than you probably would realize, and just having one out may be the difference between you winning and losing a game. I've got 3 copies of Niambi. Niambi is awesome. There are so many legendary cards in this deck. It's unbelievable. So, Niambi has Flash. When it ETBs, I can return another creature I control to its owner's hand. If I do, I gain life equal to that creature's mana value. That right there is awesome. So if I've got a creature I'm trying to protect, like one of my awesome attackers, whether it's Rafine or Sheoldred, flash this in, grab that creature, bring it back to hand, then Niambi's out, which allows us to use its other ability, which is pay 1 mana, 1 white, 1 blue, tap it, discard 1 single legendary card, and draw 2 cards. I don't know if you guys know this about legendary cards, but if they're permanents, you can't have more than 1 on the board. I've had so many games where I've had multiple copies of a card in hand, and that creature's already out on the battlefield. Ditch one of those cards. Draw 2 cards. You're ahead on cards, and you've got better stuff to play. I've got 2 copies of Killian, Ink Duelist. Also has Lifelink and Menace. It's a 2/2. And spells I cast that target a creature cost 2 less to cast. So, have you ever had a Thalia out and it really sucks when you need a player removal spell, but you're being taxed by your own creature? Well, let me introduce you to Killian, Ink Duelist. He not only reduces that cost back to where it was, but it reduces it 1 further. So a Fateful Absence becomes a 1 white mana spell when Thalia's out. It's awesome. I have 2 copies because I want another set of really good attackers. I've got Valentin, I've got Thalia, I've got Killian. They're great. I have 1 copy of Ludovic. Ludovic is really neat. I probably would put another copy in, but it's only great when you get to activate its ability. Underneath the portion that says whenever Ludovic, Necrogenius, enters the battlefield or attacks, mill a card. It's the part that's pay X, blue, black, exile X creature cards from your graveyard, transform Ludovic, X can't be 0, activate only as a sorcery. So keep in mind, you gotta have 5 mana for this to benefit, because X needs to be at least 1, and you want it to be at least 1. So, as this creature transforms into Olag, Ludovic's Hubris, it becomes a copy of a creature card exiled with it. So, you take any creature card in your graveyard, whether it's one that was milled with Ludovic, a creature that was destroyed by an opponent, or something that was milled with Takanuma, Abandoned Mire, and you turn it into that creature, it gets a +1/+1 counter for each creature exiled with the effect that's X blue, and black, and it's a copy of that card. You'll see a game today where I create 2 copies of Rafine, and it's absolutely stupid, so look out for that. It's a great card to have in here. I've got 2 copies of Lauren of the Third Path, because let's be honest, again, a format with older cards a large selection of cards, a lot of enchantments, and a lot of artifacts that you're going to encounter. I've got 2 copies of Redain because it's a flyer with Vigilance. Lauren also has Vigilance. These keywords help us to ensure we have good attackers that if we pump them, they benefit us as blockers. But Redain forces Snowlands to enter the battlefield tapped under my opponent's control, and non-creature spells that they cast with mana value 4 or greater cost 2 more to cast. Taxing them on top of Thalia, sorry opponent, pay 3 more for a board wipe if those 2 are out. So, 4 copies of Rafine because he's a part of our main engine here. If you haven't seen Rafine, pause the video, read the card. It's awesome. It's got Ward 1 to protect itself, so again, taxing further. And then 4 copies of Shieldred. If you don't know what this card does, why are you playing Magic? Just kidding. If you don't know what it does, again, pause the video. It's awesome. Every time we draw a card, gain 2 life. Every time an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. Another great keyword. I can turn a Ludovic into a Shieldred as well, so I can have 2 copies of a card on the field if one's already in the grave and the other one's on the board, and Ludovic is out and I activate it. So bear that in mind. On the note of the count of legendary cards that Nyambi can discard to draw more, I've got my legendary channel lands. There are 6 of those in here as well. So this list isn't overly impressive. There's just kind of some standard stuff. I've got Cave of the Frost Dragon to activate a land and turn it into a creature later. It's a flyer. It's awesome. Hive of the Eye Tyrant will clear stuff out of the graveyard from the opponent. I've got some shock lands. I have got a few fast lands as well. Just things that are going to ensure that I hit my early plays like I like to do. And I've got Plaza of Heroes. So I love this card. I'm sure it's going to start to be introduced into the Explorer and Pioneer format more often because it's so new and people really aren't tapping into it. But a good deck typically has a lot of legendary creatures. I just think it's a good benefit here more than anything else because this is a Legends deck. But not only does it add mana of any color to cast a legendary spell, if a legendary creature's out and it's a certain color, you get that mana again, even if you don't have a land that can produce it. Let's see. Number 3 on the list is pay 3, tap it, exile Plaza of Heroes, target legendary creature, gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So again, going back to Valentin, talking about Plaza of Heroes, the backside to this card is 2 mana of any color, green, green. I don't have any green sources in the deck, but what I do have is 2 Plaza of Heroes. And then the second to last game of this video, you're going to see me cast that card. I was so close to getting to use its ability, I think it's bound to happen. I really hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. This is a pretty in-depth explanation for me, but for those of you watching, I hope it's informative and it's helpful. Let's jump into the gameplay. See you there. Alright, I go first. I see Thalia and mana. I keep. Let's see what we can do here. Alright. Let's put Concealed Courtyard down first because I have Fatal Push. But I got Scrub actually, so you know what? I'll pay attention to my hand and play out my creatures. Seachrome Coast, nice, nice, nice. I've got Rafine mana as well, which is really good. Let's get Thalia down. And I'm not going to attack Skrelv. We'll keep Skrelv untapped to protect Thalia if need be. Seeing as they are a Gruul gamer. Naya gamer. Oh, I love Conclave Mentor. That's one of my personal favorite cards. I love it. I love +1/+1 counters. Okay. Since I don't have any use for 3 mana, let's go ahead and go to combat first. So something really neat about Killian, because spells that I cast that target a creature cost 2 less to cast, even though Thalia is out, I get a cost reduction on removal. Pretty sweet. So my opponents pay more and I pay less. What do I want to do here? I think it'd probably be wise to keep Fatal Push in hand and see what they do. Because Conclave Mentor says if 1 or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature they control, that many +1 +1/+1 counters are put on that creature instead. And when it dies, they gain life equal to its power. This is a great opportunity to get rid of it. Bye-bye! The life gains some nice tech on the Conclave Mentor, and that's one reason I've loved it in decks that I've built in the past. Alright. All I need here is some black mana for Shieldred, but let's get Killian out. We're going to keep Otawara in hand. We're going to hit with Thalia again. And since we have 3 legendary creatures, Otawara only costs 1 blue mana. Let's see what they do here. Let's see. I don't know. I can keep the Skrelv around by returning it back to hand. 1 mana for a 1 mana creature that protects. Yeah, I think that's probably the move here, so let's get Skrelv back. Awesome, even though we just got another one, so not as great as it could have been, but let's go ahead and get Valentine, Dean of the Vein out. And let's just go for it. Let's see what we can do. It would be really nice to get Rafine. Really nice. Or honestly some black mana. Be pretty cool. I got bad news for him. We've got another one. So let's go ahead and get that out. Let's gain 3 life and deal them 5 damage. Come on, Rafine. Rafine or black mana. Either or. Would be fine. Okay, so I'm assuming they're probably going to trade with Thalia. And I will not give them an opportunity to do that. So we'll pay 1 white mana, make it unblockable by white. We'll hit them for another 5. My 2 other creatures have menace, they can't block it. And do the same thing next turn, we'll win, which will be really nice. Let's see what happens. They really don't like Skrelv though. I'm sure they'll get rid of it again if they've got some removal. We'll see what happens. I do think that the extended art on Arena for the Theros lands just doesn't look good. I don't think the black text does it any justice. I love the visual of the the forest spinning around. I like the effect overall, but I just think the text is kind of a bummer. Aww. Bye, friend. Woo! On to the others. I go first. I don't have 2 sources of black mana, which is unfortunate. I've got a 1-drop and some removal. I could probably draw into some things that could be helpful. I'm going to keep this maybe just as an example of why not to. We'll find out. But who else is hyped for wow. I was about to say Mother of the Machine, but March of the Machine. Who's hyped for Mom? Because I am. I've got some boxes of cards on the way. I've got a set booster box and a collector booster box. There's some spice in those packs, and I love the team-ups. I love the Multiverse Legends. I think that's so cool. There's so many things that you can pull. Cool commanders, cool cards for constructed, 60-card formats. Really looking forward to it. I'm mostly just riffing at this point because my opponent is not making a decision. So we'll see what they do. Okay, Shattered Sanctum. Next we'll play Cave of the Frost Dragon, so it comes in untapped. Swarm Shambler, eh? Okay. Let's get Valentine out. Next turn we can get Lavinia, Azorius Renegade, and Fatal Push. So for those who aren't familiar, Lavinia, Azorius Renegade says each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands that player controls. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. Personally, I think in this format, it's a pretty good move to just bank on opponents doing things like that. I think I only have 1 or 2 copies in the deck, so it's not like a main engine piece in here. I am going to go ahead and get Rafine down, and I'll swing with Valentin. Let's see what they do, because they can't block a creature with Menace. I'm going to try and get some black mana for next turn so we can get Shieldred out, so we can start gaining some life on the Rafine triggers. They're going to fight it. That's my guess. No, they did not. Okay. Let's see. I don't think we're going to have to worry about them casting free spells or ramping based off of what I'm saying, but I suppose that could be discovered later. As of right now, not concerned about it. There we go. Pump that creature. Personally, I think Swarm Shambler is a little bit slow. I guess it's nice to make the tokens when a creature they control with the +1/+1 counter on it becomes a target of a spell that I would control, but I've ran this card in the past. It's fine. It's not great. Karn's Bastion so they can proliferate their counters. Let's see, no Snowland. Honestly, I think the move here is to get Redain out in case they have Collected Company. Shut that down real quick. I think we're going to hang on to Iganjo. And then we are going to attack. And we're going to put the Connive trigger on Valentin. And we will discard Killian. And let's see. Right now I think No Rose can go. Let's see if they double block. I have a feeling they won't, but they are thinking about it. Next turn's going to be real good. Real good. So we've got Fatal Push as well. Let's see if they try to fight one of our creatures or deal damage to one of our creatures. That way we can take out the Rishkar if need be. Otherwise, we're going to go for the Swarm Shambler. Curious if they have Coco in hand. I really don't know. Okay. I think we'll probably get rid of Scavenging Ooze, to be honest. That can become a bit more of a threat as time goes on. I'd rather them pour the mana into Swarm Shambler to grow it than getting the benefits they get from Scavenging Ooze, because they can do that on repeat. You know, Swarm Shambler will be tapped after they do it, but see what happens. Yep, get that card. Gain that life. Bye-bye, Ooze. Unless they've got protection, because they do have mana from Rishkar. But that is going to leave them exposed, so let's see what happens. And I got something. Show me what you got, man. Come on. There we go. Exiled. Valentin is a cool card. Alright, let's just get Shieldred out. No sense in wasting time. And we're going to start pumping the food. Get rid of Fatal Push. And Godless Shrine. Gain 2 life. And we'll do it twice, so we're at 28. Opponent doesn't stand much of a chance from here. They're going to have to deal with Shieldred, and I don't think they can. Unless they've got another Inscription of Abundance, but we'll see what they do. They'd have to kick it, so they'd have to pay 4 mana, 5 mana. Yeah, 5 mana. Which would leave them open. Explorers. I forget what Explorer does. I didn't play during Ixalan. The top card of your library, put that card into your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, and then put the card back, put it in your graveyard. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Alright, so let's start destroying their stuff. I want to keep them from ramping. So we'll get rid of Rishkar, they'll make a 1/1. Yep. Tapping. They'll lose that mana when they go to, or when I go to combat, so I don't need the token, so I'm not gonna do that. Let's decline. See what they do. Come on. Okay, well, let's just not deal with that. They can make the token, that's fine. But we are going to swing. We are going to pump Shieldred, so they can't kill it on blocks. Valentin, and Plains. 3 cards. Ah! Let's get rid of Aganjo. Let's see what they do here. Hopefully they double block. They do! Wonderful. Things aren't looking great for Aldi. We're going to end turn and hopefully win. I'd imagine we'd get a good game here pretty soon, or they will just quit. And I'm not concerned about them gaining life. Let's go ahead and send Otawara, or not Otawara, back to hand. Let's send the Scapular Ooze back to hand with Otawara. Force them to pay their mana. They'll go up to 5 life. And we kill him. Man, we have 46 life. Wow. Wow. Esper Legends is cool. Even an Explorer. I go first, eh? No black mana, eh? Mulligan. I guess I keep it. Ditch the Hall of the Storm Giants? Yep, I suppose so. Well, we don't have to. Nah, I will, just in case I have a Shieldred coming. I need the 2 black mana. Alright, we'll get Dark Slick Shores out. Concealed Courtyard. Ludwig. We got a Killian. Okay. Dark Slick Shores. We'll get Knoros out. Swing with Ludwig. I hope we get to transform him later. I've yet to do it. I put him in as a one-of. Sorry, watching what they're casting. For those of you who aren't familiar, I can transform Ludovic later. For X blue blue black black, I can exile X creature cards from my graveyard, transform Ludovic. X can't be 0, activate as a sorcery. There is a backside. If we transform, I will fill you in then. Essentially, he copies one of the creatures he exiles from a graveyard and gains all of those abilities, except he's a 4/4. Let's go ahead and pay 2 life here. Let's get Skrill out. We will Fatal Push before Thalia. We'll get rid of that Runaway Steamkin. And then we will cast Thalia. Then we'll swing with the big boys. Yep, that's fine. It's also fine. Cool, we're gonna do it. Gonna pay 2 life. I am going to do X is 1, just to show you guys what it is, and we'll do Kanoros. So, gets a +1/+1 counter and becomes Kanoros. It's pretty sweet. So 5/5 Vigilance, Menace, Lifelink. Let's see how they deal with this. Oh, Chandra.
You know what's great at dispelling darkness?
Okay, that's
Blazing
cool.
Inferno.
That's cool. That's cool.
We should all follow our hearts.
Enter's tapped. We will swing. They'll have to block with both, so they won't. We get ever closer to winning. Let's see what they do. I take 2, then make a mana.
Watch me heat up the
Skewer
dance
the
floor.
critics. Interesting. Top that library, play lands and cast spells from there. Play lands or cast spells from your hand. Okay. So they'd have to block with everything. Don't know if that would be great for them. They could have a spell in hand, but it doesn't matter because they can't cast one, so the odds seem to be in my favor here. Let's go for lethal. Let's see what they do. Imagine they'll block with the weakest of the 2. Yep. Works for me. Are they... Ooh! And they don't kill it unless they cast a spell? Unless there's something I missed. Oh, yeah. Mechanized Warfare. Duh. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so it gets the top card of their deck essentially gone, so they can continue to do the same thing and keep looking at the top card of their library and cast it. Yeah, that's neat. I like that. Same thing with Reckless Impulse. It would result in the same thing. So, pitching the card on top if it's a land and they've already cast one from the top of their library. That's pretty neat. I like that. Let's see what happens here. Thalia. Okay. This will kind of slow their game plan a little bit. All I need is Shieldred, really. Probably gonna lose.
We should all follow our hearts.
Yep. Good game. Sure. Bye-bye. See ya. Opponent goes first. Okay, let's see. I like the land, I like the hand. Sure, let's go. Alright. Thalia out, which will be nice. But they will have 3 mana. Next turn, they could remove it now, I suppose. See what they do. Jeskai. Okay. Sure. I just like Watery Grave more, so I'll pay 2 life for that one. Rafine. Tax him a little bit. See if they have any resources to deal with it. Seeing as they're mono white, they probably do. Not mono white, I'm sorry, since they're playing white, they probably do. Let's see. Gonna pay the 2 life. I'm going to get Valentin down. And Lauren, then I'll destroy the Whirlwind of Thought. Here goes a bye-bye. Attack with Rafine. I suppose if we've got Rafine out, I don't need removal right now, and Yambi's going to be more useful later, because we can start pitching legendary cards to draw 2 cards. It's pretty sweet, so pay 1 mana of any color. 1 white, 1 blue, tap Niambi, discard a legendary card, and draw 2 cards. With Rafine out, all my channel lands, and all of my legendary creatures in the deck, it does some work. I'm probably going to move this up to 4 copies, to be honest. Sure. Yeah, works for me. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I won't do it, but you have to choose one, and I'll say decline. So we will get rid of Narset, and Valentin will attack their face. I'm feeling pretty good about this game so far, and we will end turn. Oh, that's some secret deck tech I just realized. If I have 2 Plaza of Heroes out, I can actually cast the backside. That is sweet. So then whenever I gain life, I can pay 1 and put a +1/+1 counter on each creature I control, and they'll gain trample. Wow, that's cool. I hadn't even realized that yet. I was wondering if there was a way that I could do that. I'm not going to give them the card draw. There's no reason to. Oh, hello, Sheoldred. Things are looking good here. Let's see what they do, because I want to move to combat. Yeah, that's fine. Go for it. Go for it. Let's see what kind of board wipe they might have next turn, too. This seems very controlly. Oh, a shark, huh? Sure. Let's see which one they go for. I'm assuming Lauren. Interesting choice. Let's go ahead and draw a card then. You can have one too. Another shield. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I'm gonna keep my lands in hand as well. Again, Niambi will let me start pitching 1 legendary card to draw 2 more. I'm fine with that. Discard 1, draw 2 is a great piece of advantage. Gonna give it another shot here. See if they got some more counterspell magic in hand. Do not. Okay. Removal spell potentially though. Works for me. That is fine. Probably another Shark Typhoon. I'm going to attack. They can cycle the Shark Typhoon if they have it. I was going to Fatal Push. Let's go ahead and get Killian out. And they won't end turn. Sure. Sure. They're looking for answers. What do they got? What do they got? Death. Woo! Opponent goes first. Do I be greedy? I think I do, because I've got mana for Shieldred. I've got Lauren for turn 3. There's a good chance I draw into some 1 or 2 mana legendary creatures as well. Potentially Rafine. We'll see what happens. I am going to keep it. I'm in a position where being in gold tier on the ladder affords me the luxury of losing games more often and it not hurting my rank as much, which means I can understand this deck a little bit better. I can show you things that you shouldn't do if you're at a higher tier or a higher rank. So we'll play these games through and we'll see what happens. 3 Shieldreds isn't ideal, but typically it's a good target for removal for my opponent, so seeing as they are doing Esper Colors may not be the worst thing. Okay.
My prowess is unmatched, but thoughtfulness
That is a bit rough.
perfection.
We can get rid of Narset if we start getting our attacking gang out. Thalia. Okay. Go ahead and do that. Buy us some time from some potential board wipes.
Keep an open mind.
See what they get here. Ooh, portable hole. Okay. I've got an answer for that. Which is why I held off on Lauren of the 3rd pack, because I wanted to see what type of control they would be playing. Let's get Lauren down. Got no mana up. We'll get rid of the portable hole. Get Thalia back. It would be wise to get Takanuma down this turn to prepare for Shieldred next turn. Well, Esper Gamer. Some Yorian action. Thalia? Yeah. Sure. Plaza of Heroes. Let's go ahead and attempt the first Shieldred. Dovin's Veto only counters a non-creature spell, so I think we're getting through. We'll attack for absolutely no reason at all, just to see what they do. I guess it's not absolutely no reason. We can Iganjo and go ahead and get rid of that that wall. And they gone. Okay. They lose 2 life. I like that. Turn is over. So we can't draw more than one card per turn, but what we can do is tap Lauren to draw a card on their turn. Granted, it will draw them a card, but they've already got plenty of cards in hand, and I imagine they won't have any problems getting more, so... Let's see what happens here. I feel like we're in potential board wipe territory. Oh, the old Sky Noodle, huh? Speaking of the Sky Noodle and the discussion we had earlier about March of the Machine, the Showcase Ikoria treatments for the companions, chef's kiss, for sure. Love it. We'll draw a card. They will draw a card. I gain 2, they lose 2. It's fun for everybody. Go ahead and move to combat first. Not going to take any chances. Let's get rid of Narset. So here's what's going to happen. They'll make these 2 tokens. I will kill one of them. And we'll get through to Narset. Narset will go bye-bye. I can't draw more than 1 card per turn, so I'm not going to activate Lauren.
I won't forget.
Because I don't want to give my opponent a card. Let's get Killian out. Oh, why did it tap the Plaza? I hate it when it does that. I wouldn't be able to channel Otawara anyways, but I gotta start paying attention to the Plaza of Heroes because the auto tapper does some weird stuff with it, and it's worth manually tapping yourself. I have yet to see a board wipe, which is really surprising, so I don't know if their deck utilizes them. I really don't know. Little Sky Noodle. Bounce Ossification and give me Thalia back, and they're going to take Shieldred, I imagine. Which is fine, because I got another one. Hello, Shieldred. Now, we can use Otawara, which is great, because we have 3 legendary creatures. So now we wait. Now here's the bad thing about bouncing the Orion back to hand. I'll just get all that value back. But I can wait. I can wait it out. I can try and drain him 2 per turn. Or maybe draw another Lauren and force them to draw cards and lose 4 life per turn cycle. Oh, it's a fairy, huh?
This isn't a fight. You can win. Not so fast.
That's fine. Got another one. Heard you like Shieldred. Have one more. Yeah, better get that drawing in now. And we'll pass. The game 2. Ah, they have to draw a card. Not so cool.
Hurry.
So they lose 2 life. Very nice, very nice. Mythics so they can start making mites. They just might do that eventually. That was a pun for all of you that aren't familiar. Cast the blockers. Nope, we take that. Yep. Ah, we finally get to do it with sets. Please don't counter this. Please. I just want to play it. I just want to play it. Please don't do it. Please, please, please don't do it. Because I can gain life every time I draw a card. Just let it go through. Come on. Come on. Just let it go through. It would be so cool if you did. You'd be my favorite opponent of this whole video. Unless I pay one. Sure, I'll pay one. Sure. Yes, dude! Oh man, this is gonna be so sweet. This is going to be so freaking sweet. Alright. I think we gotta go for it. We gotta go for Killian. Gotta go for Killian. Let's see what they do. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, no you don't. No you don't.
My people must contend
Oh,
with
no
me.
you don't. Oh, come on, man. Then they'll have a chance to respond. They'll do it anyways. Alright, fine. Fine. Do your Wandering Emperor stuff. Ah? I'm not willing to lose Killian for that trade. Can't pay one, unfortunately, but they're aware now, so let's see what they do. I would wipe the board if I was them. I would wipe the board. Infinity Flame, get to work. So cool that I pulled a set off. Secret deck tech I didn't even know about. Yeah, draw a card.
No time
I love it when you do that. 2 life. You're saying good game. Alright. We did it. Nice! Still haven't gotten that Lisette triggered, but it's gonna be sweet when we do. Opponent goes first. I get a chance to draw. I don't love the hand. I think I'm going to mulligan. It's at least better. I'll ditch a 3-drop. I think the safe move here is to get rid of Kanoros. Take the Shieldred. Or do they take the 2-drop? Imagine they don't see Neombi as the threat. Yeah, there we go. Decisions. Let's go with Godless Shrine. I'll decide if I want to do Hive of the Eye Tyrant next turn or Otawara. Depends on what I draw. Place not. Okay, well, that's gonna suck when I start doing Rafine things. But let's get Otawara down. They can make their zombie tokens, that's fine. We'll do my engine versus theirs. See who comes out on top. That's how Magic is played. I discard 2 cards? Bro! No! They can start making their zombies. Oh, never mind. I should probably read the card. You tried, though, you know? You tried. Let's discard, redeem. Make their zombie. Zombie, zombie, zombie. Hey. Discard a card. Let's get rid of Fatal Push. Can draw a card themselves. Uh-huh. I think I want Canoros here. And then we'll pass the turn. So Fatal Push won't touch Canoros. That's fine. Do what you gotta do. I understand. You're zombie. Okay. We're doing it. No blocks. Sure.
All I've left you is pain.
Gonna do what we can. Get some card advantage. And it did not work in our favor overly well. I was hoping to get a land, but wasn't one of the legendary ones. Davriel, you're
Let's
cruel
tidy up.
Mr. Mistress, whatever you may be. Discard a card. Well, I think it's pretty clear it's going to be attacking him, huh? If they have a way to sync me into something in this deck.
This is my
Oh,
and
shield
I don't
is
appreciate
cool.
when people touch mine. I'm tired of your secrets.
Well, I think this game has revealed the clear winner. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Drawing cards disadvantages me. Discarding cards disadvantages me. What can advantage me?
Off you go.
Yep, no blocks. Good game. See ya. On to the next one. I go first, and I've got a pretty decent little hand, so I'm gonna keep this. I am gonna play Shattered Sanctum first. It will come in tapped, but I want to get Thalia out next turn, so we will ensure that that happens. Tears Outlook, so they're at least playing black, red, or green. Let's see what they go and grab. Forest, okay. Do Watery Grave, we'll pay 2 life, we'll get Thalia down. Gonna pay 2 life, we'll get Rafine out, and we will attack. I think green will have a hard time keeping up with this deck, so we'll ditch the Skrell. Boy, I hope they play an enchantment or an artifact, because that would be fun. Be a lot of fun. That's fine. Is what it is. Let's go ahead and attack first. I'll ditch. Who do I want to ditch? Probably Lauren. I think Lauren's the move here. I want to keep another Rafine on backup. Play this Concealed Courtyard, and then we will get Redane out. So we'll have 2 flyers, so those attack triggers are going to be really good next turn. lot of decisions being processed on their end. What are you doing, Jack? What are you doing? Jack, what are you doing? Okay, that should be a pretty easy game. Okay, let's go ahead. Attack first. Target Regain. Let's go ahead and ditch Rafine and Skrelv. No blocks from opponent. Get Plaza of Heroes down and we'll get Ludovic out. And next turn we can have fun with Ludovic and turn it into a Shieldred. Which will be really, really sweet. Or we can turn it into another Rafine, which honestly would be sweet. So I may just do that. A 5/5 Rafine. Oh yeah. I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's see what they do here. That's fine. Play your land? No? Okay, I'll get Shieldred, that's fine. I'm sure they don't like that, but let's go ahead and do this, and we'll do X2, and we will exile Rafine and a Niambi. And we will turn Ludovic into a copy of Rafine. Ah! Good game! Ludovic is so cool. Such a cool card. Tier 1. I really like this deck. That's cool. I know it's kind of a standard thing, but there are a lot of legendaries in the Explorer card pool, and I think that this is something that deserves to be explored. Haha, another pun.
And thanks for watching the gameplay, guys. I had a blast playing this today. This deck is sweet. I really enjoy it. I just think there's so much untapped potential in Explorer. Legends is a sweet concept. It's working in Standard because Plaza of Heroes is a great card that lets you get mana of any color quickly. There's just a lot of legendary synergy that I think people are sleeping on. I'm not saying it's uber competitive. I'm not saying it's the best deck in the format. I just really, really like it. So again, thanks for being here. I enjoy playing for you guys. I love when you guys comment and share anything that you've seen in the game that you loved, something I could improve. Just let me know. Comments are open. Get down there. But like the video and subscribe, and I'll be here for more. See ya.